All right. So we're probably live here in a minute or two. Let's let the computer just catch up with us.
Okay.
All right. So good morning, everybody. It is 10 minutes with Timmy, and I am so in honor of Father's Day, a little late, but I have brought a very special guest on today to talk about the auto industry. This is my dad, Richard Scoutelas. Say hello, Dad.
Hey guys, ladies.
All right. So my dad lives in Little Silver, New Jersey. He's retired, but I thought maybe, Dad, you could to give everybody a little bit about your background. You know, what have you done in the past? You know, what do you do now to keep yourself busy?
Okay, what have I done in the past? I started out as most young men or ladies do, mowing lawns, delivering papers. And went from there, I
No
was
one, Dad, no one mows lawns and delivers papers anymore. They do. Maybe they mow lawns.
well, that's what I did.
Okay.
There I got a job as, I guess, a carpenter's helper at building a new Sears store out in Hicksville, Long Island. Worked there over a couple of summers, and from there, when the store opened, I got a part-time job. Ended up as the assistant manager of the toy and garden department, and went through college that way. Made a bunch of money selling, and went to work for Sears full-time after college.
So after Sears, you got into the jewelry business, right?
Yes, it did. Sears wanted to transfer me to Chicago. It didn't want to go.
Yep.
So left the company and joined a small, actually cosmetic company, which I ended up running. They went bankrupt, and the courts asked me if I would run it through the bankruptcy. So I worked for the court trustee, ran it through a bankruptcy. After that was done, I went to work for a small jewelry company where I met a couple of gentlemen who ended up to be my partners in a company that I started. And that went on for about almost 20 years.
Yeah,
I
so
manufactured.
you and a couple of guys, you had your own jewelry company. You were in the Diamond District, right?
Yep.
In Manhattan. Yep. And what was your niche? What kind of jewelry did you guys?
Oh, we sold commercial grade fine jewelry. In other words, we sold to gold and diamond jewelry, gemstones, Home Shopping Network, JCPenney, Sears, the U.S. Army, Bay Jewelers. Those are the kind of places. That was our customer base. So we did everything in big volume.
Okay. So no doubt you have tons of experience. You've been my dad my whole life. I didn't know that you had helped work a company through bankruptcy. That's interesting. We'll have to talk more about that.
Yes, I did.
So the reason I brought you on today for 10 minutes is when this whole pandemic thing, broke out, and you asked me, hey, how's it going in the auto industry? In the news, the predictions from a lot of people were not very good. It was very doom and gloom. All the indicators, let's just put it this, the traditional indicators pointed towards a very tough time for the auto industry that I've documented on this, on this channel a lot. But you were like, what did you say, Dad, about the auto industry? Well, hold on. Let me show you something before you tell me what you say. I want to share with you so I was on a webinar yesterday. Let me present I'm going to present my screen. Let's see here. It is right there. Okay. All right. So you can see can you see my screen now?
I can. Cargurus.
Yeah. Right. So there was a webinar presented by Cargurus, and they had done a study, a consumer study, and they had found some very interesting facts. Now, I'm not one for a whole bunch of details. I don't know how many people they asked, but this was some of the responses that they had posted. Okay. Number one, 22% of consumers that they asked planned to buy a vehicle in 2020. They had never bought a car before in their life.
I believe it.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
The second number I thought was very interesting was 45% of the people that they talked to plan to take more road trips than they ever have in the foreseeable future.
Yep.
Right. There was a live question that coupled this question. So 49%, almost half the people they talked to, saw that their automobile was an escape from what they currently, their current living conditions. They
Right.
did an online survey where 82% of the people that were online had
Yeah.
answered positive to that. So people are
Okay.
clearly looking to their car as a place to escape, right?
Yep.
And then I think finally, 72% of consumers that they talk to are now going to prefer to drive over flying.
Right.
Right. It's pretty interesting stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what was it that you and I talked about? What was your prediction initially? As soon as I talked to you about this,
When this all started, you and I talked, and I said, Tim, I think you're going to have a good year, or the industry is going to have a good year, because again, I can look at this from 20,000 feet above, because I am retired.
mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about a job. I don't have to worry about getting to work. But I do remember being in New York, being confined, and then looking at the whole, shelter in place issue. I'm thinking to myself, people are going to want to get out of the city. They're not going to want to fly and breathe the air that's circulating in an airplane. There's nowhere to fly to. So you know what? People are going to need cars. The young couples, the people that move out of the city who don't have a car are now going to need one.
Yep.
In addition to the fact that those people who would normally take a train, a bus, or a plane, they're now going to prefer to drive. And they may need a new vehicle or another vehicle to accomplish that. And that was my take on it from a 20,000 foot view, and saying this is the way the world looks today.
Yeah.
And
so not considering any of
this is going to have a great year.
Not considering any of the indicators with regards to supply and demand and credit and all the things that car guys look at you like, just pure. People are going to want to get out, right?
I took a course in college was called Logic 101, and that's what this is.
Hey, I didn't get that course. That school you sent me to, Dad, they didn't offer that course. So I guess. Well, so I would agree. It looks to me like you are going to be a lot more right than the the prognosticators. There's a lot of people out there saying that it looks like the auto industry is literally going to thread the needle with regards to obviously the supply issue, the big thing that people thought about, and the demand, I think, is far exceeding what people thought. I think, this survey, and you had alluded to it before this survey was even out. So,
doesn't surprise me.
So I'll give you credit. So, hey guys, your parents are usually right. Right?
And that's because we're old. What can I tell you?
No, there's absolutely something to be said for experience. You don't.
Oh yeah.
You take the emotion out of it. It's just like, hey, I've seen this movie before.
Yep.
To some degree. So, all right. So one last question. So what are you doing now to keep yourself busy? Let everybody know. This is interesting.
I got a couple of bucks in the market, and I trade. I buy and I sell equities and stock options over the course of the day, and so I keep an extra couple of bucks in my pocket.
Yeah, a couple of extra bucks.
Yeah, it keeps me out of the mall.
Hey, Dad, thank you so much for joining me. Depending upon the response, maybe we'll have you on again when we need some more words of wisdom. Take the emotion out of it.
All right. We just don't want to talk about the bankruptcy, though. It's never any fun.
There's going to be there's a lot of bankruptcies happening already.
No, I know a lot about it.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, we'll pin that. We'll maybe bring you back.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Dad, I'm going to cut you off. Have an awesome
Tim.
day. Okay. We'll talk to you soon.
You too, son. Take care.
All right.
Bye.